Good morning, it's Parkrun Day and an absolutely glorious day in the Peak District. So we are here in Derbyshire between Cromford and Wirksworth, is that right, maybe? To run Black Rocks Parkrun. So we've parked up here at the National Stone Centre. Can't tell you how much parking is because we're going to figure it out later. The pay machine isn't working and you can pay inside. So we're going to do that. It says that parking here is slightly cheaper than parking in the actual Black Rocks car park, which I think is £3.50 and goes into maintaining the area. So parking options. So heading to the start now in this glorious sunshine, but it is below freezing. So here we are. Derbyshire just looking absolutely spectacular. The views from here are meant to be incredible. It's a walk along part of the trail. So this is the High Peak Trail. It's 17 miles along, but a little walk along this to the start of Parkrun. This trail opened in 1831 but was bought in 1971 for the purposes of traffic-free enjoyment. So that is what we are here for today. The girls are playing with the icy puddles. So we're here as a Parkrun tourist group today. It's week 7 of the event, so numbers have died down. The first week they got 100 and something, then it went up to 200 and something. Week 2, week 3, 4 and 5 were all in the 300s, but last week they were back in the 200s, so it's come down a bit. So the tourists have been, so it's a good week to visit, and it's so sunny. The views are going to be spectacular, so we've picked the perfect week. And there is a Parkrun ambassador meetup today. So there'll be lots of familiar Parkrun faces here this morning. So really excited about it. So we're heading up there to the start of Parkrun. There is parking down here. There's a van that looks really like mine. Need to find out who owns that. That's a cool van. And then this is the queue for the ladies' loos. And it's like 12 minutes to 9. So it's a bit depressing, but here we are queuing. It's coming up to 5 to 9. We managed to nip to the loo in time. We're just walking a bit further down the trail to the Parkrun start here, which is just next to Black Rocks or Stonish Rocks, and they're incredible. They sort of tower over the start here. Let me show you. Lots of Parkrun people here, and then if you look up, then the rocks are up here, and these rocks, Black Rocks, has some of the most extreme rock climbing routes in Britain. So it's been a climbing venue since the 1890s. So I think we definitely have to have an explore after Parkrun. My camera helpfully did not record any audio for this clip. During the run brief, the course was explained as a triple out and back. So head out, turn around, back to the start, head off in the opposite direction, turn around, back to the start, and out for a third time before returning back to the start to finish. Of course, we thank the volunteers as usual. Thank you, volunteers, before we set off on the run, keeping left to allow space on the trail for oncoming traffic. We're all heading off this way. I've just been spending time with the park walkers because, oh, the chat, I love these guys, but I've had to stop because the views off to the left, it's like, is that a castle? What is, and is that a stately home? I'm going to have to zoom in. Can you see down at the bottom, shining in the sunshine, there's a beautiful house. I'm going to have to find out what these are. And then up to the right, on the horizon, there's a stunning building there too. Just chatting to the tails. Apparently the one at the top is Ryber Castle. Is that right? Ryber Castle, was it? And we weren't sure about the one at the bottom. Obviously Cromford Mills is down there at the bottom somewhere, but I don't think that's what I was looking at. But wow, just wow. Runners have started making their way back, so a kilometre out, a kilometre back, but I feel like I've hardly left the start line. I keep seeing too many people and chatting. I'm going to try and do a little bit of a run. Yay, arbitrary! Lots of jolly old bears. Well done, guys! And now the stream of people heading back, so I need to get warm. It's freezing. Yay, good morning, Charlie. Go on, Danny, well done. And everybody sharing this path really beautifully. Just keep left. So I mean, I ran for a little bit and then, can you see the lady behind me saying the same? I just had to stop and I'm in awe of this view, let me show you. We couldn't really have picked a better morning to be here with the sun shining on the hills, the Peak District just looking absolutely stunning. Look at that sky. Although I'm sure you can see the ground is completely frozen. It is a cold one. And then runners making their way back. Yay! I'm coming to have a look at your sign. Turning point. What do we do at a U-turn? U-turn! Thank you so much, marshals. And then we get to see, well done. Then we get to see these amazing views from the opposite direction. And from this way, and I might just have a quick look out here before people come the other way, because obviously it is keep left. You can see the quarried landscape. And obviously we are parked at the National Stone Centre, so a big part of sort of history of the area here is obviously in the extraction of stone from the landscape. I think it was a lead mine at the start of Blackrock's Parkrun. That's what that area was mined for. And the National Stone Centre is it's 40 acres, I think it was 40 acres, an SSSI. So it's an SSSI which is around 330 million years in the making. So an awesome place. So we'll definitely explore that later. Oh wow, people are stopping for pictures. Let me show you why. The parkrun course here. The kids are like, how do we get down? Let's go and explore. That does look pretty cool, doesn't it? What a place. Just coming up to the turnaround point for when we head back. So triple out and back, we've done the long out and back. This is, we're then heading to the other end, and then this is the turnaround point for the third out and back. So these guys heading into the finish. Now, these must be people quite close to the start. Because there's Steve and Tiny Bertie. Go Tiny Steve. Oh, he sort of cut the corner there. Reckon we should have his result removed. Well done, guys. That's how it's done, all the way around. We are heading back along here. Thank you, Marshall. We are heading to the second turnaround point at the far end of the course here. It'll be nice to see these guys finishing. And of course, being an out and back, I can have the chance to high five all the people that I left hanging on the way out. Awesome run, well done. What a fun course. Just brilliant and super social. Really looking forward to seeing everybody for the second time. Just approaching the finish now, so I need to get into the middle. So finishers heading into the left, people heading towards me, heading back there for their final out and back. Yay, Kimberly! We didn't high five because I had the camera in my hand. So from this point now I'm just keeping left. And the finish here with black rocks there in the background. I'm actually loving running with these guys in the tutu. They have music, loving that. What a park run. This is a popular trail, being such a beautiful part of the country. So there's a few bikes ahead there, walkers, members of the public enjoying it. And us park runners wiggling through, enjoying the high peak with everybody else. Just what this trail was designed for. Well, not originally, but when it was bought by the council, I imagine this is exactly the sort of activity they had in mind. It's a super sociable run this morning with so many people here that we know. I'm filled up to here with parkrun feeling. So I can't really stop giggling, so it might be a video that is just me going, isn't it lovely here? But it just is. It has taken me an absolute age to catch Poppy up. These guys having a walk, and I have stopped so many times. I honestly thought I wasn't going to catch them, but here they are, within touching distance. Well done. So if you're unaware, Danny and I do a Parkrun podcast called With Me Now, and there's lots of With Me Now listeners here today, so everybody shouting Dolly or Bev at me is a podcast reference, and the answer is arbitrary. This part of the out and back heads all the way past the car park, so the National Stone Centre car park is just over here, so that's where we parked. We are at the far end now, so the second turnaround. Where's Poppy? Oh, she's a bit far back. I was about to say, what do you do at the U-turn? Roger, what do you do at the U-turn?
Go round.
U-turn! So let's go around the U-turn. Thank you, Marshall, and very freshly baked Marshall. And heading back. Oh, Poppy will know. Poppy, what do you do at the U-turn?
U-turn.
U-turn! Poppy knows! I'm looking at this information board here. This area is so rich with history, and the High Peak Trail was built originally to transport minerals between the Cromford, yay! My music friend! The Cromford Canal and the Peak Forest Canal. So originally that's what this was used for. But yeah, these information boards around the place alluding to the past history here. We were all complaining because, we'll see, look, Danielle's getting distracted. So I'm going to stop for a minute. Look at those lovely birds there. And we're like, there's too much on this park run. How are you meant to run here? It's too distracting. There's too many beautiful things. Even that, I quite love this weathered sculpture. Passing the finish for the second time as we head out for our final out and back. I'm going to be completely honest and say I thought we were coming into the finish then, even though I knew it was a triple out and back. Whoops. Okay, I'll go do the rest of the course now. Right, now this is our final turnaround. Oh, Roger.
U-turn, is it?
No, it's not. But what do you? If it was a U-turn, what would you do?
I would U-turn.
No.
Our turning point.
U-turn. U-turn. Oh dear. I've turned around at the turning point at the U-turn, you turn. This is one of those park runs that it just highlights how different people's park run experience can be. Park run can be whatever you want it to be. My legs are fine, my cheeks hurt so much from laughing and smiling. So, yeah. The runners at the front man, it might have tired lungs and tired legs. I haven't got tired cheeks. As the stunning black rocks tower above us here, we approach the finish line for the third and final time. Thank you so much, guys.
Well done.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, it's a busy one today. 354. I finished Parkrun into absolute chaos. Hadn't stopped my Garmin, chatting to people, got somebody to stop my Garmin because I had the most lovely cake put in my hand. How lovely is that? And Dave and Phil made these. Look, these special ones have got no food colouring because Poppy is allergic to food colouring, so it's just the cutest thing ever. Yeah, this is just like my perfect form of happy chaos. I've just stepped away from the chaos of the finish line just for a moment to look at this gorgeous spider that I heard was here by the toilets. And I think the tails will be in soon, so I'm going to head back off over to the finish up there and cheer them in. Amazing, well done guys.
Thank you.
Well done. Tails are in. I'm just chatting, Poppy ran and got me and was like, they're about to pack the sign away. So we've dashed up because the sign is here. Thank you, Pops. The sign is here by the Black Rocks. Well, that was overwhelming. We nearly didn't get a picture of the pop-up sign. Not my first park run. I'm not sure how that slipped my mind. There's just so many people here. So today, this has been their busiest park run so far, but it was always going to be, because we were having the podcast meetup, because there's the regional ambassador meeting. Yeah, it was going to be a busy one. I've heard there's a trig point at the top of this hill. I want to go and see these Black Rocks properly. So we'll go to the cafe in a bit. It's going to be a busy cafe because it's been a busy morning. The cafe's at the Stone Centre. So, trig point, views, photos, and then cafe. Perfect. We've just started heading up from the Parkrun site, and these sort of scree slopes I read are an incredible place to look for lovely stones and gems. So we're just having a look as we wander over. Look at that impressive gritstone outcrop, and there's some climbers. Can you see? Just some climbers at the bottom looking at the route. So where is this trig point? It's made me out of breath, but it's worth it. It's pretty cool up here. I wouldn't come to this parkrun and not come up to enjoy this vista. It's epic up here. The stunning view from the top of Black Rocks. We climbed up the hardest route. Honestly, believe that and you'll believe anything. And the view over, we had a glimpse of this during Parkrun, out to Ryber Castle. Still not sure what that sort of, is it a stately home? It looks like one down there in the bottom is, but it's all very stunning. And then there is a black rock that looks like a dinosaur, which I absolutely love. We're on our way back down. Trig point's up there, and there's 3 mountain bikers there, so we've just had some lovely chat, taken some silly pictures, which I will put here. So this trig is a little bit of a walk. It is a bit steep. We were like, oh, it must be just up at the top of the rocks. It's not. It's sort of, yeah, it's a significant climb after that, but it's worth it. It's a lovely, really well-maintained trig. Beautifully painted white. Lovely. So yeah, as a post-parkrun activity, if you've got time and the inclination, or you just love trig points like I do, head on up to the trig. Right, it definitely is cafe time now. We're like, everyone might have left the cafe, but at least there'll be space for us, right? We haven't paid for parking yet though, so hopefully there's not a parking attendant coming round. We just go into the shop, sort the car park, and park faff. We're just saying goodbye to Black Rocks now before we head to the cafe. Ropes being put up now. It's an epic place to climb, isn't it? But we've just fallen in love with the landscape. We were just saying even the quarry has a majesty about it, despite it being sort of a scar on the landscape. Totally getting messages from people going, where are you? We should go, shouldn't we? But this is a gorgeous place. They can't have parkruns in these amazing places and then not expect us just to fall in love with them. So anyway, we're coming to the cafe now. The boundary posts are visible now. There's not hundreds of parkrunners around them. So this is where the parkrun starts. The railway boundary posts, one either side of the path, and sets off down there. What an absolutely stunning place for a parkrun. Black Rocks on the High Peak Trail. Oh, struggling to leave here, but I have abandoned my child, to be fair, in the cafe, so must go. The Quarry Cafe. Welcome to the National Stone Centre. In we go. Look at all the park runners, and it smells hot on our food. We've been park faffing in this cafe all morning. It's now well into the afternoon. Something to note though, because we went to walk up to the trig point and have a wander around Black Rocks itself, they only do the breakfast menu here until 11:30, and it's 11:30 sharp. So we ordered breakfast from the lunch menu, but that was really delicious. We need to go and arrange parking as well. We've still not paid for parking, so we do need to remember that. I think it's £5 for the day. And parking at the Black Rocks car park itself, where toilets are, where the South Park Run is, I think that's £7 for the day. So yeah, lots of options. There's a kids' playground down here behind me, and this gorgeous outdoor seating. So this is the cafe itself. There's Wi-Fi. It's just so warm and lovely outside now that everybody's still just out here chatting. It is 3 o'clock and the cafe has closed. So yeah, our park faff has been limited by the park faff venue closing, which has never happened before. So that is hilarious. That feels like a fully successful park faff. We parked faff for as long as it was humanly possible to park faff for. We've just wandered up the hill here from the cafe. That's the trail above it that we ran on. And there's cool little bits like this, the Lime Kiln and Coal Hills Hamlet to look at. on the way back to the car. But, oh, they've gone around the corner already. There's some tired children. We need to get back home. I thought Poppy was in the van. She's not. Let me show you where she is and what she's doing. She's driving the car. Poppy and Faith are in here.
Oh my god, I hate the flowers. No.
You can actually play a driving game. What? That is mental. Look. Well, while these guys are messing about, I am going to go and run a mile on this trail because I need to maintain my run streak. My park run this morning had so many stops, so much sort of looking at views, chatting to people, walking with people, that I did not run a mile. So yeah, my run streak this morning did not count for me. So heading back up onto this trail. Just running past the wheel pit now. It's nice to explore a bit more of this trail. 17 miles in length. So we only see a little bit of it on the parkrun course. I spoke to the team and actually they really wanted it to be flat. So just about to head up a massive hill here. But the team themselves wanted a flat parkrun, which is why it's a triple out and back. Otherwise it could have been a double out and back, but they couldn't fit it in because either end of the course, I don't know if you see it, massive hill. And I think the one at the other end even steeper. So to get a flat parkrun route, they did a triple out and back. So huge thanks to those guys because this is tough. This hill is never ending. The parkrun team did so well to come up with that course. This would have been awful. This hill is relentless. Just past the half-mile mark, so I do need to turn around, but to come into a big gate across the path. I'm just going to see what's at the top here. Then I'll turn around. I have no breath. This is uphill. Wow, this is super cool. I would do a warm-up or a cool down at this end. So you get to the top of the hill. Look at this. It's incredible. Imagine that coming down the hill. That would go at a pace, wouldn't it? So yeah, just here at the top of the hill, you've got the old railway signal. What is that? I don't even know what that is. But yeah, the carriage, it's all super cool. Somebody, please tell me in the comments what that is. B, is that a C or a G? An S? What is that? I have no idea. But yeah, really pleased I ran up here. Right, I need to keep running. I can stop for a few seconds for a quick photo, but no longer. You could do a really cool photo there laying across the train line of like, no, help me. Right, I must run back down this hill. Cyclists advised to dismount, it says on here, which I think is why the gates are there. To be fair, cyclists will have to stop there because this is a hill and a half. But definitely worth it, yeah. Explore the area. So from the National Stone Centre car park up to there. Oh no, there we go. Didn't restart my Garmin. So yeah, from the Stone Centre car park up to there, it's about 0.6 of a mile, maybe just a little bit further than that. So well worth a visit, just to see a little bit more and find out a little bit more about the history of the area. I also spotted on a sign here about the trail, and it mentioned the Tissington Trail. Now, I've done the Tissington Trail half marathon, sort of a pretty well-known half, net downhill and point to point. So they drive you to the start. Yeah, so you park at the finish, drive in coaches. Gosh, I'm struggling to talk, aren't I? Drive in coaches to the start and then run to the finish. So yeah, that's a really, really cool race to do if you're in the area. It does sell out though. Oh look, here's one of the signs. High Peak and Tissington Trails. What great places to explore. Running downhill through this sort of gorge carved out of the landscape. Just really, really stunning. Almost back now. Just quickly glanced at a sign there and it talks about the two hills at either end here, which have a wheel house at the bottom, a wheelhouse Oh, there was my mile, Run Street Mile done. And an engine house at the top, the wheel pit at the bottom, and the engine house at the top. At the first turnaround of that park run was the historic engine house, and obviously I've just run up to the other one there. So yeah, super cool place, and just so cool that so much of this history has been preserved in such a lovely way, enabling you to still really enjoy and experience the landscape. I finished my run, was having a read about the engine houses and the wheel pits, and so the carriages were pulled up, but at the same time there were carriages going down to act as counterweights, so that's super interesting. Really enjoyed exploring a little bit more of this awesome trail. It is time to head back to Leeds, so I must say a huge thank you to Kat, today's run director and actually co-event director of this event, and her whole volunteer team for an absolutely fantastic event today with higher numbers than usual. Thanks to everybody who came, and yeah, all the podcast listeners. It was just such a good meet-up, a really wonderful feel-good day. The National Stone Centre does have activities which sound absolutely awesome for kids, like gem panning and things like that, looking for fossils, but for the next week they're not on. By the time this video is out, they should be back on, so we haven't taken part in those today, but yeah, just worth noting that there's so much to do here. I really do feel that parkrun adventuring and touring is about so much more than just going and ticking off a parkrun. It's been brilliant to visit here, to visit the trig point, stand at the top of Black Rocks, look at that view, the colour of the pool by the quarries, and really enjoy the landscape. So yeah, definitely worth exploring if you visit. Do not just come parkrun and dash off, you'll be missing out. All of the usual things. Huge thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed our adventure here to Black Rocks Park Run. If you have, give the video a thumbs up. I've got a phone in my hand. Thumbs up. Like that. Subscribe for more running adventures, and I will see you on the next run. Take care and happy running.